Cayenne Harpool. Chloe Bowen.
3 years ago, I watched the seniors of my freshman year give their speeches. As I was sitting there, I remember thinking there is no way that high school goes by that fast. Well, I guess as I'm writing my senior speech, I've officially been proven wrong. Softball has been a part of my life since I was 4 years old, starting at the old T-ball field at the Y and ending at the Kickapoo softball field. Over the years, I have learned many useful and important things. One is to always make sure you take your dad's advice because most of the time he's right, and you will definitely know it. 2 is never miss an opportunity to make sure you have everything when you leave for tournaments, especially your cleats. Yes, this has happened to me on more than one occasion. 3, give your parents all of your love and appreciation because they will always be your number one fans, win or lose. 4 is to make sure to treasure the relationships you develop through the sport because you'll always get support from the girls who are playing hand in hand with you on the field. After my 4 years of playing softball at Kickapoo, there are many memories that catch my attention and that I will never forget. Some happening this year, like Coach Harrison falling backwards because he tripped over the bucket of balls and laying there embarrassed as we all profusely laughed at him. I'm sure I'm not the only one who will remember that. Or when Carly broke 2 buckets and Coach Hauser was convinced that the wolf was on the hunt. One thing that I will miss the most about Kickapoo softball will be the bonds and the fun times that I have made with the coaches and my teammates. They have all made it worthwhile and exciting. One of the funniest memories I can remember is when Emily Admire was picking up trash in the dugout and Coach Hauser proceeds to direct us, saying, "Everyone pick up trash, but don't pick up Emily." Another funny memory is when we were practicing on Parkview's field and Coach Hauser completely annihilated Coach Harrison in a wrestling match. I have many recommendations for underclassmen. 1 is to always bring practice clothes. It's definitely not a suggestion. 2, never leave your phones outside of your bag in the dugout. And 3, it's okay to joke around when you trip over your shoelaces. Everyone does it. Some might do it a little more than others. Lastly, I just want to thank my parents, coaches, teammates, and boosters. Dad, thanks for always supporting me and helping me when I needed it, even though some of our quick hitting sessions didn't turn out to be very quick. You've shaped me into someone I've always wanted to be, and you've always driven me to do what you know I could strive to accomplish. Mom, thank you for the constant support and cheers from the stands. Believe it or not, I did always hear you, and so did everyone else. You are who I strive to become and who I look up to. You always seem to make me feel better after a loss or a bad game. I love you both and thank you for your commitment and willingness that drove me to love the game as much as I do today. To my teammates, I thank each and every one of you for making my senior year one to remember. You all have the best personalities and I will miss having practice every day with you guys toughing it out with me. To my fellow seniors, I wouldn't have wanted to go through senior year with anyone else by my side. You guys are so sweet and are going to do great things in the future. I love you guys for helping me get through my senior year in one piece. Boosters. Thank you, Booster Club, for making our senior year the most successful. Thank you for providing snacks and food at our away games. Thank you for the water and the gifts at senior night. You guys have done an amazing job and will continue to do so. To Coach Hauser, I thank you for not only teaching me how to play the game, but teaching me to focus on every single play like an individual and like the ball was always going to come in my direction. Thank you for putting up with me and making practices very interesting every day. Even though you're not much taller than me, after 4 years at times you can still scare me. I can't thank you enough for the constant support and instruction when I needed it. Your words of wisdom such as Coach Hauser did that, Yahtzee, you can't bake the harvest. As Grandma always said, the proof is in the pudding, and smooth as quick will always be in the back of my head. To Coach Jones, thank you for always listening to what I had to say and giving me advice every time I asked you for it. You made practices fun as well and always knew the right tips to say before games. I will miss being coached by you. Coach Harrison, when I first met you, I thought you never talked, but now that I've gotten to know you, I figured out I was very wrong. Although you do not always say much, you seem to talk when it is really needed. Your advice before and after games seemed to always come in handy. Thank you for listening to rants in the morning times and keeping Coach Hauser's attitude under control. I will miss your sarcastic comments before I&O or the lack thereof. I had an amazing Kickapoo softball experience, and I'm going to miss it and all the relationships I have made over the course of my seasons. Therefore, I will end with my favorite quote. Somewhere behind the athlete you've become in the hours of practice and the coaches who have pushed you is a little girl who fell in love with the game and never looked back. I am always and will be a Kickapoo Chief.
Braylon Collins.
Since I was 4 years old, I have been in love with the game of softball, but never did I think that it would be here at the good old Pooh where I'd be finishing my high school and softball career. Most people grow up in a town pretty much knowing where they will graduate from, but not me. I've moved around a lot. 2 elementaries, 2 middle schools, and I am here at my now 3rd high school. Of all the places I've gone, I can say truthfully that there is no place like Kickapoo, and I feel honored to have been able to attend and play the sport I love alongside these wonderful Chiefs. I never quite comprehended it when people said the high school flies by, but being in these shoes today, I understand it far too well. As I look back on high school and softball, it seems as though it went by in the blink of an eye, but I have loved every minute of it. I am so thankful to have played softball as a Kickapoo Chief. There are so many thank yous I owe to those who've helped me along this journey. To start, I would like to thank my parents for the countless hours spent at the ball field, the endless love and support, and especially for letting me drain your bank accounts just so I could play this game I love. From the long trips to tournaments and washing my uniform, to always cheering me on and being my biggest fans. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for all that you do. Along with my parents are my siblings, especially my older sister. She's always encouraged me to give my very best and to play with heart. You all have been the best support team I could have asked for, and I am blessed to have you on my side. Secondly, I'd like to thank my coaches. Coach Jones, from the beginning you have always urged me to try harder and push myself further. It's no secret that conditioning isn't my strong suit, but you were always there to make me keep going even when I couldn't breathe. I hated it all then, but I thank you for it now. Coach Hauser, you are far from an easy, lenient coach, and I'm not going to lie, some days you really put us through hell. Like junior year when we spent all practice doing bleachers and sprints. I think we can all agree that that really sucked. However it did, I think I can speak for all of us and say that your torture truly was in our best interest to make us a team you knew that we could be. Thank you again for having an immense amount of intensity. I believe it shapes your players to be the best. You have showed me that it is really true that the girl who says she can and the girl who says she can't are both right. Coach Harrison, where do I even begin with you? When you showed up junior year, you seemed to be a quiet, mellow, stand in the corner type of guy. Thank God we've moved past that. We really have come a long way. I mean, you don't even call softballs baseballs anymore. Although most of your jokes aren't funny and you constantly give me a hard time about anything you can, I wouldn't change any aspect of the man and coach you are. You are always there to gossip with and to listen about my silly problems. And it is for sure appreciated. On the softball field, you always know just the right thing to say. Well, when you decide to say anything at all, that is. But really, you give the best advice and never fail to put me and all of the other girls in a good mood. Also, thank you for throwing cheese balls in front toss and never complaining even when we intentionally hit you with the balls. I also owe a thanks to every T-ball, travel ball, and any other coach I've had over the years. Every single one of them has impacted my life and influenced my increasing love for the game. To my seniors, Chloe, Carly, and Kyan. Well, guys, we finally made it to the end. I couldn't have asked for better classmates to spend my last 2 years of high school with. You each have something so special within yourselves that will change this world if you let it. Y'all have been such a fun group, and even if we have silly disagreements sometimes, at the end of the day, I know that we can always have a good laugh together. You were all such great leaders on and off the field, and I know that our team appreciated that. I'm going to miss each of you as we go our separate ways. Good luck in all that you do. Juniors, I know that all of you will be able to step up next year in order to fill the shoes we've left for you. I know that you will lead this team with your whole heart. Don't take any of it for granted because it goes by faster than any of you will be ready for. Keep up the hard work and keep succeeding. Underclassmen, never give up on your goals and never stop striving for more. It's never too early to step up and be a leader. Don't sit back and get comfortable. Push yourself harder and always get better. We have an amazing group of young individuals that I know can take this team above and beyond. Always listen to your parents and your coaches. Don't blow off something Coach Hauser tells you to do. It's not a suggestion. He's a pretty cool guy when you don't make him mad. Thank you, boosters and team moms and dads, for everything you have done to make this program run so smoothly, for working your tails off day in and day out to make this season the best yet. We are one spoiled team, and all of you are to thank for it. We are so thankful for your faithfulness to this team. Lastly, I would like to thank God for blessing me with this opportunity to play the game I love for so long. Your love has never failed me, and your grace pours over top of me every day. I will miss every single thing about this game and about being a Kickapoo Chief, even the wretched conditioning and complaining about wearing the massive brown jerseys to school every week. I will miss cheering in the dugout with all of you girls, making fun of Coach Harrison, because that's just what we do, and especially putting the Chiefs' name across my chest to step out on the field with you delightful girls. I will forever be a Kickapoo Chief, and I will never forget these amazing times. I will miss this so much as I move forward in my life, but I am so thankful for the relationships and skills I've built. Thank you, everyone, for this ride of a lifetime.
Carly Wolf.
It's hard to believe this day has come. After waiting for 3 years of watching the seniors we followed and admired do what I'm doing right now, it's finally my turn to give my senior speech. It was difficult enough to let the seniors go from each previous year, but now being a part of the seniors that are leaving doesn't feel real. This time of year feels normal, waiting for winter workouts at 6 a.m. to start up, but once the time that is supposed to be open fields, then summer league, then tryouts and season come next year, it's going to hit hard that this chapter of our lives is actually come to an end. It's not only going to affect us in our schedule of how things used to be, but our parents too. Sports are very time-consuming, especially when you live and breathe it for so long like my dad. He dedicated so much of his time coaching teams, coaching me, catching me in pitching lessons, scrolling through scores and stats, and inputting his advice, whether it was to improve my swing or my attitude. That man had a love for the game like no one I'd ever seen, but most of all, he loved watching me play the game. There's nothing I can give in return to him for all the time, money, and commitment he put in for me. So, Dad, thank you. My mom, too. Most people didn't see all she did for our team this year and the years before, but I did. I saw the late nights she stayed up working on our flyers and schedule designs, or setting up our dinners last year, or taking pictures during the games instead of watching. And honestly, I really can't thank her enough for that because she put in the effort nobody asked her to do, but there she was doing it anyway. I saw the late nights she stayed up working on our flyers and schedule designs, or setting up our dinners last year, or taking pictures during the games instead of watching them. And honestly, I really can't thank her enough for that because the effort she put in, nobody asked her to do, but there she was doing it anyway. Most people didn't see all she did for our team this year and the years before, but I did. I saw the late nights she stayed up working on our flyers and schedule designs. Honestly, I really can't thank her enough for that because the effort she put in, nobody asked her to do, but there she was doing it anyway. She booked hotels, managed money, and scheduled tournaments herself for travel ball, too. She always goes above and beyond in what she does, and I know I never deserved all she did, but I am beyond grateful. There are many coaches I have come across throughout the years I played. Too many to count and too many to name, from pitching coaches to hitting coaches, coaches of other teams, and coaches of all the teams that I played on since I was 8. None of them could get through to a player like Coach Hauser could. What he says goes. Nothing a suggestion, just do it without complaining. While he can be intimidating or intense at times, he's taught me that you have to know for yourself what you're doing wrong and find the way that best fits you to fix it. And it doesn't just apply in softball, it's real life too. A lot of the game has aspects that what he says goes. Nothing is a suggestion, just do it without complaining. While he can be intimidating or intense at times, he's taught me that you have to know for yourself what you're doing wrong and find the way that best fits you to fix it. And it doesn't just apply in softball, it's real life too. A lot of the game has aspects that teach you about yourself as well as the outside world around us. And after 4 years of practices and games with Coach Hauser, those analogies start to make sense, including you can't fake the harvest, and other things he says that you won't understand until he explains it. Coach Harrison really doesn't have much to say most of the time, but when he does speak up, it's usually helpful. The transition from baseball to softball must be a little difficult besides having Coach Hauser by his side, unless he's making him tap out of a chokehold in a wrestling match during practice. Coach Harrison really doesn't have much to say most of the time, but when he does speak up, it's usually helpful. The transition from baseball to softball must be a little difficult, besides having Coach Hauser by his side, unless he's making him tap out of a chokehold in a wrestling match during practice. Coach Jones gave us the ins and outs of the game, stressing the small things and techniques, when the game really is just built on those aspects. Coach Jones knew how to get us back on track mentally, whether it was between innings or the next day of practice. To all 3 of our coaches, our team would not have been one without them. Thank you for making us the team we became each year and showing us how to play each pitch. The long practices, the long seasons, intense games, All I didn't think I would miss at the time, but here we are. It's tough to think, even though the smell of my gloves was unbearable, I'll never wear them again, and I'll never set foot into my cleats again, or have sliding shorts filled with dirt from our field. Each and every hour spent practicing and playing, all of the memories and plays that were made, every hit, every throw, every cheer, and every tradition, I will cherish for the rest of my life. I want to thank every person watching this video for being there through these past 4 years and before that to experience it all. Whether the games were at home or hours away, our parents were still there to watch. Thank you for your support and everything along with it throughout my career. I wouldn't change it for the world. I was beyond blessed to have been in the senior class with Chloe, Kyan, and Braylon, along with our friendships, supporting each other, supporting the team, and hard work. We have formed bonds that I wouldn't ever trade. The teammates and friends I have made these past 4 years are ones I will never forget. Each person this year was reliable and willing, and the teammates and friends I have made these past 4 years are ones I will never forget. Each person this year was reliable and willing, and we all had a family-like relationship that every team desires. These girls are so talented and are capable of so much. Handing down the team is hard, but next year will be a new start, and I have no doubt they'll still be having as much fun as we had this year. I'm beyond proud of each of you. These girls are also talented and capable of so much. Handing down the team is hard, but next year will be a new start, and I have no doubt they'll still be having as much fun as we had this year. I'm beyond proud of each of you and your improvements over this year. I can't wait to see what you are all capable of doing next year. I love you girls, and I'm so blessed to have you all. And for the future Chiefs, I cannot emphasize enough to always do your best. You don't realize how much you love something until it's gone. Cliche, I know. You really don't know when your last time doing something will be, and once you've done it, you may not see how much it will mean to you until later. Your last will come in your senior year, and I hope you cherish them once your last season is over too. Next year's seniors, please carry on traditions as well as start new ones. So you can be the seniors for everyone to look up to, so when they become seniors, they'll remember the way you did things. Show you can be more than just friends, that you can be a teammate and a role model, and have goals for your team to reach success. It goes by fast enough, and if you don't play each pitch, you'll miss it when it flies by.
Kyan Harpool.
Over the past 4 years, I've learned so much about how to be a team member. I have learned the power of having a positive attitude and always being energetic through every practice and every game. I remember hearing these speeches my freshman year and thinking that I wouldn't mind giving mine, but wow, is it really insane to say goodbye to the past few years and all the people that I've met throughout them. I started playing softball at the age of 13 because my mom and dad wanted me to try out for a sport while being in high school. My greatest softball memory would have to be winning districts. There's no comparison to that. For the underclassmen, I would say to always work hard and try the absolute most that you can in order to be the best you that you can be. The thing that I will miss most about being in softball is going to be you guys, the teammates. You guys, over the past few years, are what makes the team the team. I love all of you and all of your energy and enthusiasm during the games and towards all of the other teammates. Being on this team has taught me that life is like a game of softball. You have to take everything that life throws at you, and you have to choose what you do after you field it. I want to say a few things to my parents, teammates, boosters, and coaches. Mom and Dad, thank you for all that you have done for me and all that you will continue to do I want to say a few things to my parents, teammates, boosters, and coaches. Mom and Dad, thank you for all that you do and have done for me. Without you guys, I wouldn't be here today. Thank you for sticking with my complaining of how terrible practice or morning workouts were, or me getting hit by a pitch. Thank you for driving to all the practices and games, for buying all the tournament clothes, bows, the bats, gloves, and balls for me to be a player. You guys have always supported me in all that I do, and I thank you for being the best parents that I could ever ask for. To my teammates, thank you guys so much for being so great. I appreciate all of you guys and all that you have done for us seniors. You guys are what makes this team. The positive energy that you guys have is so amazing to watch and be a part of. Keep up the hard work, stay focused, and never give up. To the boosters, thank you for always feeding us and taking care of us whenever we don't even realize it. We all appreciate all that you guys have done for us and will continue to appreciate all that you will do. Thank you for everything. To Coach Jones, when you first came to Kickapoo, I had no idea what it would be like. A new person, a new way of coaching, a new type of energy that we had ever seen before. And I just wanted to say thank you for all of that positive energy that you gave us and the encouragement during the course of time that I have gotten to know you. To Coach Harrison, you never seem to have much to say, but whenever you do, it is always important. Thank you for all of your witty and sarcastic remarks. They always made me smile even if I was having a bad day. Thank you for always throwing cheese balls even though I would take all my frustration out on them and hit you in the face with them. Thank you for everything that you have done for this team. I appreciate all of it and all of the stuff that you will continue to do and the impact that you have on all of us. To Coach Hauser, thank you for not only teaching me to not be afraid of the ball, but for also teaching me how to be a leader, a good student, a responsible young adult. You have taught me many life lessons. Always be 15 minutes early because if you are on time, then you're late. Never stop trying. Always give your 100% even if you're at an 80% at the time. That day, you need to give 100% of that 80%. And then being tired is a state of mind. Softball is more mental than physical, so push through everything so you have to be stronger than your mind. So thank you for all that you have taught me. I appreciate it. And to my fellow seniors, thank you for the past 4 years. We have gone through a lot of wins and losses, a lot of traveling, a lot of softballs played out. I wouldn't have wanted to finish my season without you guys. You guys are going to do some amazing things in life, and I'm so grateful for the opportunity to have been a part of it and this team. I'm so grateful for being a part of the senior class, and I will cherish the memories that we have had together throughout the past few years. So now I will leave you guys with my favorite quote. There may be girls with more talent than you, but there's no excuse for anyone working harder than you. I want to say a few things to my parents, teammates, boosters, and coaches. Mom and Dad, thank you for all that you do and have done for me. Without you guys, I wouldn't be here today. Thank you for sticking with my complaining of how terrible practice or morning workouts were, or me getting hit by a pitch. Thank you for driving to all the practices and games, for buying all the tournament clothes, bows, the bats, gloves, and balls for me to be a player. You guys have always supported me in all that I do, and I thank you for being the best parents that I could ever ask for. To my teammates, thank you guys so much for being so great. I appreciate all of you guys and all that you have done for us seniors. You guys are what makes this team.
Nice, Kate! Go, 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 go! Yeah! Great hit. Oh my gosh.